Peace, 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 family. Shalom, shalom. I really want to talk to the queens, the mothers, especially the mothers that's bearing children or that's pregnant right now. We really need to start paying close attention to y'all, and y'all need to be fully aware and paying attention to yourselves. Make sure you loving on yourself. Make sure that you're in the proper environment. Make sure you eating the right melanin foods and all of these things, because all these things are going to potentially feed and grow that embryo into a fetus. That fetus is going to turn into an infant. That infant is going to turn into a toddler. That toddler is going to turn into a preteen. That preteen is going to turn into a fully mature adult. And the reason why I say that is because most of the time, I mean 99.9% of the time, let's just be honest, however the children end up was not based off the environment growing up. We're going to go before that. It was based off the environment that the children were in, the state of mind that the children was in while it was in your womb. All right. Now, why do I say this? So if you think about how a woman even gets pregnant, a woman gets pregnant by her man ejaculating his sperm inside of her. His sperm comes from his testicles. Testicles is a gland, right? A glandular highway. It's a part of the endocrine system. Well, when he ejaculates this sperm inside of her, his sperm connects to her cervix or connects to her ovary, an egg from her ovary, which is another what? Gland, a part of the glandular highway. This is what fuses together in literally what becomes the blastocyte, or what we will call a embryo. All right, now this embryo start taking place. It goes through the fallopian tubes, it ends up in the cervix, and then it start growing from there. Well, how do this embryo eat? It eat from the mother. How do this embryo drinks? It drinks from the mother. How do this embryo move? It get nerves and cells from the mother, all by way of her entire endocrine system. So whatever mind state that the mother is in while she's pregnant is going to literally be the biological genetic history that get downloaded inside of the embryo and the fetus while it's developing in the mother's womb. Now, why is that important? Because again, we can use a crack baby for a scenario or for instance, right? The crack baby ain't never did crack in his life. The crack baby ain't never seen a crack pipe, but the crack baby have all types of these cocaine ingredients inside of his bloodstream and inside of his nervous system, to the point when the baby leaves the womb is crying and hollering because it wants crack. But it never did crack by himself and willfully did it by himself because it's been in the womb the whole time, showing you that the environment that the mother is in directly influence and fuels the growth and development of the children. Now, why am I talking about that? Because I'm a holistic herbalist. I am a master herbalist. We have to get into health and just think simplistically here. If you pregnant and you eating bad foods all day, that food is getting fed to your child. If you're pregnant and you're drinking alcohol and smoking cigarettes, these neurophytotoxins are getting fed to your child. If you're pregnant and you're in the wrong environment, this environment is being downloaded through your nervous system, and then you're feeding that through chemicals to your child. Now, why do I say that? You have something called the limbic system, all right? Now, the limbic system literally deals with the emotional standpoints of a human being. Inside this limbic system, you have something called the hypothalamus gland. This is what deals with your emotions. It literally connects your nervous system to your glandular highway or to your endocrine system. Now, each of these glands inside of your body literally secrete some type of steroid or hormone. These steroids or hormones are your emotions. Literally, for instance, your love chemical is oxytocin. That is what you think is love is a chemical. You being mad, this is produced by serotonin. See that? Your anger is a chemical. You feeling strong and mighty. This is epinephrine or adrenaline. This is by the adrenal glands. You feeling very happy. This is dopamine that's being produced by the thyroid by way of calcium. You feeling relaxed and you being more in touch with your spirituality. This comes straight from melatonin that's produced by the pineal gland. And we can keep going, so on and so forth. So oxytocin, love, dopamine, happiness, serotonin, anger, melatonin, relaxed spirituality, endorphins, which is being very, very energetic. So literally your whole emotion, energy in motion, your whole emotional state is based off the chemical processes of your glandular highway endocrine system inside of your body, which is governed by the pituitary gland and the pineal gland, which sits in the limbic system of your brain. That's all controlled by the hypothalamus gland. Ain't that deep? Now, the reason why I'm talking about this is because these very chemicals you feed the baby. These very chemicals you feed your baby. You feed your embryo or your fetus every single second of the day. And this is the way it learns and it develops and it learns about its culture and it learns about its environment while it's in your womb. Period. So we have to get out of the mindset that babies start learning once they exit the matrix, once they exit the womb, exit the womb of a mother. No, the baby is downloading and learning while it's developing in the womb. Do y'all realize the first thing that's created on an embryo? The nervous system. Then the heartbeat. Notice that the nervous system, the brain, is created before the heart. Because why? The baby have to learn, to grow, to develop. That what you think a circadian rhythm is, or a biological clock. The mother set the biological clock for the baby. See that? So when the baby come out the womb, the biological clock is going to tell the baby when to eat. That's why you're supposed to eat when the sun is out, with the sun, inside the sun. Eat outside in the sun, the circadian rhythm. Then you have something called the alimentation cycle. The alimentation cycle is a cycle where you're gathering all your food and you're getting all your nutrition from. This is literally between 12 and 4. Then between 4 and 9, you go through something called the nutritional factor. That's when the body is truly building all its muscles and getting all the amino acids, structures, or what they call protein, to build the tissues. And then between 9 to 12 again, the body goes into a sleep and rest mode for it can fast and detoxify itself. Well, who set that? Who set that? The mother biological clock set yours. So these things have become off. These things become off to us because the situation and the environment that we've been in while we've been in our mother's womb. Now the mother's listening to wrong music. Now you adapting these low vibrational frequencies, which messes with your DNA. The mother's eating dairy products, drinking milk, eating all types of meats and proteins. And these things break down into chemicals. And guess what? It feeds and molds your DNA. The mother is not being loved correctly while she's pregnant with you in the household. These things make her angry. She produces too much serotonin, and that serotonin get fed chemically to your DNA. You see that? Now the baby have all these missing particles and molecules of his DNA and of his genetic code. And then when he exit the womb, all things are wrong with him. You see that? All things are wrong with him. Then he get outside of the womb, or she get outside of the womb, and then you're showing her things. See that? And visualization is one of the main things that creates your personality. Not only is the personality being created while the baby is inside the womb, due to it being fed by all of your chemical hormones and your energy and motions that we call emotions, now it's being fed by what it sees. You see that? Visualization. It literally is creating a personality in the genes. It's called epigenetics, in the genes of the child. So we truly, truly have to understand the fundamental practices of treating and loving ourselves well. That way our babies will have a far better chance at having genetic constitutional strengths other than weakness, which is what's going on now. All because the environment that the mother was in when she conceived and actually had the child. That is a major role, and that is very, very important. So mothers, make sure that you're eating healthy, especially if you plan on getting pregnant. Eat healthy, because all these chemical substances is what's going to feed and grow your embryo. Make sure that you're in a right relationship, because if you get angry and full of serotonin, this is going to damage the embryo of the baby. It's going to damage the nervous system. Make sure that you're happy all the time. Make sure that you're in love and you have oxytocin, you have the dopamines, the epinephrines, all these good chemicals, because these chemicals are nothing, they're emotions to you, but it's food for your baby. All right, so stay on herbs. Make sure you stand on high energetic fruits and vegetables. Make sure you stand around some good music. Make sure you're around good people, because that is the environment that look, embryo that's going to turn to a fetus, that will turn to an infant, that will turn to a toddler, that will turn to a child, that will turn to a preteen, that will turn to a fully mature adult. That's where his whole entire personality comes from. That's why health is wealth, and that's why it starts with the parents at home, because we are nothing but products of our mothers. We never left the womb. See that? You never leave the womb. Even when you leave the womb physically, you're still inside of the psychological womb that she built for you while you was developing inside of her womb. All right? Shalom, shalom, family. Peace.